What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Dylan Talks Tone. Welcome to the Just Gonna Say It podcast. It is Tuesday afternoon. I hope you all are having a great Tuesday. I hope you're having a great week so far. This is our weekly podcast where we talk about guitar stuff. I should mention that it is ad-free. We don't turn the ads on until the replay. So if you're listening to it live, you don't have to listen to any ads. That's pretty sweet. Also, in order to support the channel, keep it ad-free, you can use a super chat if you like. You could also go buy some pickups at Dylan Talks Tone, because that's really the only sponsor. I just sponsor myself. How about that? And if you don't want to spend any money, you could also share this video, share the channel, hit the like and the subscribe button. I think we're at 99,940 subscribers. So if everybody that watched this today hit the button, we'd be over 100,000. Because I know there's a bunch of you that are watching or listening that are not. So 60% actually. So that would be cool. Kind of a milestone. Once we hit 100,000, or while we're hitting it, depending on the timing, we are going to have a giveaway. I'm going to give away some pickups. We're going to give away some merch, some other stuff. So there's a link in the description of this video, and you can go down there and enter to win their stuff. We're going to upload this to all the other podcast platforms tomorrow. And you can also get all of our videos patreon.com/Dylan Talks Tone, and get those ad-free over there as well, because we've been uploading all the videos ad-free. And some other stuff. We had a fun Patreon hangout this week. A bunch of us, I guess that was last night, hanging out, chatting about some stuff on Zoom, talking guitar stuff, talking concert tickets and etc. All kinds of crazy fun hanging out. No, looks like we got a super chat here. Thank you so much, Mr. Dave. Ad-free is cool. Ask Brian. I had a sub added today. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah. So I don't really have a whole lot today. I want to basically answer your questions. And I was thinking, I'm just going to tell you where my brain is with this stuff. We're having a lot of fun making content right now. I'm really enjoying. I go through streaks with this. When the content sort of gets boring, when the videos get boring to make, it really is sort of a slog. And it's not been like that lately. It's been really fun. I've really been enjoying making stuff. The video that comes out tomorrow, it's actually already on Patreon. You can watch it on Patreon. It's how we make humbuckers. And I really literally went through every step of how we make humbuckers. And it was really fun. What I've been doing is, I don't want to say, I'm not compromising the production value really, but I have figured out simpler ways to shoot stuff, and it's been really fun to do. So it means that we can shoot more stuff, and we can do different stuff. And we can, I don't know, just feature different stuff. We used the manual tone winder from Spain, because I've got a CNC one and I've got a manual one. If you all are interested in getting one of those, you should do it. I can't remember if you put Dylan Talks Tone or something in the code thing at tonewinder.es if it does anything. I don't know, but you should check it out. It's the manual one is about the same price-ish as the Mojo Tone one, but way more features and really smooth and really nice. I've been using the manual one a bunch, and I like it a lot. So yeah, let's see. You seem to be everywhere. I don't know. I'm, doing stuff. We got pickups to make every day, so we can't really go that far. Because we got to stick around and do that stuff. Dylan, hope you are doing well. Is there any update on the Cerakote pickups? Yes, they are being made. Let's let's see. I didn't like that guitar at first, but man, oh man, is it growing on me every time I see it. It's a little bit cooler. Oh, are you talking about the Paisley Challenger in the thumbnail? You know, you don't have to get a Paisley one, obviously. I like pink guitars. I got a bunch of them. So that's kind of my thing. And I really, really love that guitar. If you want to get just the basic one, just do that. There's no difference in quality. It's just they change the finishes and stuff, and they change the pickup choices and whatever. But I think they start at like $1,400 or something, and they're really good, man. They are really, really, really good. I am a definite believer in the Texas Toast stuff, for sure. By the way, Casino Guitars just uploaded a video with Josefina Campos from the Fender Custom Shop. Really cool, and a warm, kind lady. Yeah, that's neat. She's yeah, that's really cool. Yep. I recently got my guitar set up and everything, and we still couldn't figure it out. Definitely not the nut or the neck. Everything has a buzz. Sounds like you need to check your neck relief first. That's what I would do. Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, she's um it's funny how people become legendary for doing something sort of normal. Um I think I think one of the reasons that her and what's her face? Um were so legendary is people found out about them. You know, women did a lot of stuff at Fender. They did a lot of the sanding work and finishing work and a lot of stuff. Fret work. And I don't know why the pickup winding gals got so much notoriety, because they're just people that just work there, just like everybody else. I'm not really sure why that is. I've talked to a few people who knew them and worked with them and stuff, and it was always weird to them too. They're like, I don't really know why they got such notoriety, because it's not. I don't want to say it's not that special, but they're just legendary because they've been there so long, and because they were women that had an influential part on a guitar build. But that's not to say anybody else didn't. I would love to know some of the other people that worked there. Uh, hmm. I would love to know some of the other people that worked there that, you know, were responsible men and women and cool men and women who did some of that stuff way back in the day. Because I think everybody just did cool stuff and made guitars, you know. I would get the Paisley. I'm working on one now. Oh, cool. You have a leopard print Challenger, Brian. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Yeah, so we've been having a bunch of fun making content. We and actually, if you guys have guitar questions, or if you have questions about the channel, or if you have off-topic questions or any of that kind of stuff, today is kind of a free-for-all. So just jump in there with anything, ask me anything about anything, and we'll chat about it. No religion or politics. That's the only limits I have. And we'll try to answer your questions as much as possible. The other channel's going really good too. The Dylan and Leslie channel. We're making a bunch of stuff over there. That's actually going really well. That channel's growing. It's weird. I did not know what to do with that channel forever and ever and ever. Like what kind of content we wanted to show, what people wanted to see over there on the off-topic side of life. And I've started posting about pocket knives and fountain pens, and it goes nuts. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's going really good over there. So that's pretty neat. And I like making the content about this stuff. Where actually a new video comes out over there at 5:30 or something today, especially with Dylan's DAFs in it. Yeah, I love our DAFs in those Challengers. a low output A5 humbucker to me is just the way. I, People ask me all the time, like, okay, what I play this kind of music, I play this kind of music. This is an interesting thing anyway. I play this kind of music, I play that kind of music, I do this, I do that. And 99% of the time, a low output humbucker is it. It just does everything. The only time I would steer somebody away from that is when they are really trying to get some high gain sounds and some real tight compression. You know, they play a 6505 and they play super heavy. Obviously, that you need more for that, and you need a kind of a different. You need different wiring, you need different magnets and stuff for that. But 99% of the time, an Alnico 5 PAF wound, like our DAF, or if you want to get a little hotter, our Super 8 humbucker will do basically everything. The center punch that we have is super, super, super popular because it splits really well and it doesn't volume drop. That's the kind of the draw of that pickup. But outside of that, man, you could keep it really simple with pickup choices, I think I don't know. That's the way I do it around here. To tell you the truth, I don't have a bunch of different guitars with a bunch of different models of my pickups in them. I got P90s in one, I got Thruxtons in the other, and I got DAFs in the other. That's it. Oh, and I've got a Tele too. Let's see, almost 100K. Yeah, I know. I wish it was. I wish it would happen. It would be cool if it would happen while we were live. That'd be neat. But it's not. It's funny. We've actually lost a lot of people over the last few days too. Like I don't want to be a part of that, or I don't know. I'm just kidding. A lot of people unsubscribe all the time. It's just the ebb and flow of life and how it all works and how YouTube all works. I'm not super stressed about it, and it's not even the 100,000 thing isn't necessarily. I don't know. I'm proud of it, but only for I don't know, it's a milestone. And it is a bit of a, what do you want to say? It's like a marker sort of how much work we've done. Because we've been making videos for 11 years. And we've been making pickups now for almost 11 years. And, well, over 11. Yeah. Yeah. Well, about the same time. I started at the same time. And we've made, thousands of videos. And I really think we were just messing with this the other day looking, and I think we've made over 10,000 pickups. So it's just a lot of work, and it's a lot of hours, and it's a lot of time and staying up late and getting up early and doing whatever needs to be done to make it all happen. And it's not even necessarily, I don't care, it's still a small channel. We're not talking about bragging here, but just for me, for like a milestone of like, wow, I put a lot of work into this junk, but it's working. It's fun. It's really fun. And like I was saying at the beginning of the video, it goes through ebbs and flows where you're just like, man, making guitar content's boring. Because it can be. And I think what happens is if I get drugged down too much into the minutia of guitar tone and people arguing about what's right and wrong and all that kind of stuff, I think that is the part that makes it sort of annoying and sort of, you kind of get tired of it. But when you're leaning on the creativity side of it and just trying stuff to try stuff and experimenting and enjoying the hobby, then that's when it gets really exciting for me. That's when I really enjoy it. Can you make sure to give us the advance notice on the 100K party stream? I don't know if I can or not. Honestly, I don't know. Like I said, if you all would hit the subscribe button right now, it would just happen right now and we would be there. Well, I don't know how many people are watching today. 65. So no, it won't get there today because most of you are subscribed already. It's a confirmation you are doing something right and people like what you're doing. Keep it up. I don't know about that. If people really liked what we were doing, we'd be at 500,000 or something by now. I am very well aware that my approach to this is different than a lot of people's. My approach to making a YouTube channel is different than a lot of people's. When we don't. I'm not a yes man. I'm not going to tell you your gear is good just because it's good. Just because it's just to say it. I'm not going to tell you that something's good just to get a good review or to get. People talk about page shills and all that kind of stuff. That whole conversation is very interesting because I disagree 100% with the whole page shill thing. I think that people that get in comment sections and talk about page shills need to go get a life, or figure out, try having your own job for like a while where you actually have to support yourself and you don't have a paycheck coming with a W-2 attached to it. Then you'll look at what a page shill is a little differently. And it's those sorts of criticisms and overly harsh honesties that I think probably keep me from having more subscribers and being more popular and being busier than we are. But I think it's neat because I kind of like it, to tell you the truth, because what it tells me is that the folks that are here get it. You know what I mean? The folks that stick around, you guys are here every week. You are here for all these live streams. You are here for new products when they come out. All that stuff. And so I know that that you're here, like it's real. I would rather have that and be honest with everybody all the time and be real about everything than be, puffing a bunch of smoke and get a bunch of subscribers and a bunch of views and have 1 million views on every video. And now I would like it because I'd like the money that comes along with it. However, having no substance to that is not very satisfying, to be honest with you. So it's been a long slog. This thing has been, I've almost given up a bunch of times with the whole YouTube side of it. But it's necessary in 2024. We everybody needs this. Like we need this. As consumers, we need it because we need stuff that is real people, I think. You can't watch TV or it's one way or the other, right? Like it's either you need a complete escape from reality with a movie that is not real, or it's something that you can rely on that somebody's actually being honest with you, because the in-between is sort of squishy, right? Like the fact that people are so dishonest in advertising and dishonest in news and all that stuff. And I don't want to get all down that road, but I don't want to be that person either. I want to make sure that we're really reliable. So it's something that's, I think about it a lot. It means a lot to me that we're still around. I think you're less abrasive than you used to be. I say that in the most loving way. Yeah, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why that is. I am less abrasive about stuff for a couple of reasons. I've learned a couple of things, and I've thought about a couple of things. This is an interesting comment. We're talking about this. I think we were talking about this Thursday too, during the live stream with Leslie, that I'll give you a couple of examples that I've kind of really softened on. It is pretty well known that I kind of can't stand classic rock, right? Like the cookie cutter guitar heroes and classic rock, it's not that I can't stand it. It's that I'm over it. It's like I've heard freaking Led Zeppelin enough. I'm done. Like I'm just done. I don't need it anymore. I've heard it enough times. It doesn't inspire me. I want to hear something new. I want to move forward. And so I used to be pretty harsh about that, but it doesn't do any good. It's not, you know, you can like what you want and I'll like what I want. I just like stuff. I think it's cool. And I want to make sure that, I think everybody should be known for what they like, not what they don't like. So, yeah, and the other thing is I am more chill. What we've got going right now, I was just writing in my journal about this morning. What we've got going right now, we really are on fire. What we've got going at Dylan Talks Tone right now, we're really on fire. This content is so fun. The products that we're making, if you don't have Dylan Talks Tone anything right now, you need to get it. We are making the best stuff we've ever made. I'll tell you right now, we just got in 2 days ago new humbucker bobbins because I upped my game on the vendor where I get my humbucker bobbins. They're better. You may not notice the difference. You won't hear a difference, but build quality, etc., better. Humbucker covers, build quality, finish, better. Like we are constantly, like right now, moving it forward and moving it forward and moving it forward. What's the other thing? I think our pickups sound better. I think we've always been consistent. The stuff we make has always been consistent. People ask me all the time, so now that you have the CNC winding machine, are we just getting machine wound pickups now? And the answer is no. We are making some stuff with that, but we're still doing a large, there's certain models that I do certain ways. And what I figured out is that I don't like that thing for certain models. So, like, for example, I'll never make bass pickups on it, ever. I can't stand making bass pickups on it. Some humbuckers, I can't stand making on it. Certain kinds of P90s, I can't stand making on it. So there are certain, so there's just different things. So now I've got a manual one, I've got an automatic one, plus we have the Mojo Tone one as a backup. And so we're really kind of refining everything. The other thing is, since we bought the laser has really upped the game when it comes to parts quality. So our flat work is 100% better. I have had trouble with flat work for probably 5 years. You guys never see it because I throw it away. So in the past, I ordered from people that you know and love and that you use for stuff on the consumer side. And I would throw away 20 to 30% of everything I got. And so if I'm making 200 Strat pickups a month, I would have to buy 250 bobbins and throw it away because it would be like the holes wouldn't be the right size, or there would be, they just weren't good. They'd be warpy or, whatever. And so having the laser has like upped that entire game, because now we are like making really good stuff, and we could put our branding in the bottom. We can make it for other people. So if you make your own pickups, I can make your flat work for you and we can put your brand on it. We can do all that stuff now. Super fun. Yeah, super fun. Let's see. Let me go back to I think there's a lot of people see your videos as troubleshooting videos. So that's what Leslie says. She's like, they probably solve a problem and then they just never come back because they don't have that problem anymore. Makes sense. One and done kind of deal. No, that is what happens. Let's see. Do you ever make your P90s with black foil mesh covers? I could do that. I actually have we have a black sparkly acrylic that's pretty sick right now. And we could do a black with mesh cover. I could do that right now. Yeah. Shoot me go to dylantalkstone.com and go to the chat in the little chat box down at the bottom, and that comes to my phone, and we'll work that out. I can make that for you. That'd be fun. I love doing that stuff. And especially now that we have the laser, the quality of it is even, because I was cutting all of that by hand before. And so doing it with a laser now has made it so much nicer. Everything is coming out so much, much better. Is there a way to join it without going through Social Man? Nope, there is not. Tim C just became a member. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. What are your thoughts on the King Tone or Rothstein guitars, tone pots? Looking to build a new wiring kit and very interested in the ability to control the amount of mids that are scooped. If you want to do it, do it. I'm not a big fan of adding a bunch of that stuff. Somebody asked me last week to put one of those in a guitar, and I told them no. I told them that I would put it in, like, all I'm going to do is stick it in the pick guard, but I'm not going to wire it up because I don't want to be responsible for it. I don't want to own that failure of component, etc. I also think that that's a lot of stuff going on in a guitar, and I'm not saying nobody needs it, but nobody needs it. Except for maybe you. Maybe you do. And maybe you just want it because it's cool. But we don't get that complicated with stuff. It's just something that I'm not super a fan of doing. Let's see. You got me thinking. As a 90s baby, the thing I've been steeped in and can't stand is 80s rock. But the 70s stuff, Led Zeppelin, is far enough back that I can look to it for inspiration. Oh, that's interesting because I don't care about 70s. I do like the 80s stuff, but I like so I don't care necessarily about whole bands. This is going to sound weird, but I do the same thing with like sports teams and stuff. I follow like specific players, you know, like if this player moves to this other team, I kind of follow that player. And I do the same thing with guitar players and with bands and stuff. So, I will, instead of saying I don't like a particular genre of music, I will just focus in on one guitar player from one band somewhere, and then I will enjoy that and learn from that, instead of really looking at everything as bigger groups. I just that's the way I find it. It works for me. Let's see. I'll be getting a loaded pickguard sooner. I'd be getting a loaded pickguard, then planned it. Oh, you're road tripping still. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Oh, hey, Steve. What's going on? You should go. Steve Sterlacci is here. You should go subscribe to his channel too. He's pretty awesome. His stuff's pretty good. All my Strat style bridges, when intonated after I set my guitar up, are almost completely straight. Do you think, or can you gauge the quality of a guitar setup by how much saddles the stair step? No. That's a funny one. I've seen people in comments be like, your guitar's out of tune and your guitar's not intonated, I can tell from the picture. And I'm like, no, you can't. No, you can't. Yeah, don't worry about that. Set the guitar up. If it's good, it's good. Some factors that could play into that, I suppose, could be the quality of the machining of the parts. Like maybe the tolerances between the parts are a little different, so they end up differently because the thicknesses are a little off or something. So I suppose that could be, but does that make the guitar? It will still work. Like it's not bad quality. I mean, I guess you could say it's bad quality. Like, if bent saddles on a Strat are a different thickness and then they bend them into shape, and then so that makes the thickness of the bent over part a little different, or the width of it a little different because the sheet metal is a little different thickness, then I suppose maybe you could say that the quality is low because the tolerances are bad. Therefore, you could tell by how straight the saddle, right? But only on a guitar that was exactly the same as that, which is kind of irrelevant. But if it works, then it's fine. So I wouldn't worry about it. I love when people set intonation with their eyes. Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. Let's see. 2 years ago, I would say that I wouldn't have understood what you meant by following players, not teams, bands, but now I totally get it. Well, and I think, and Steve would probably have some input on this too, because Steve he's a professional musician touring all over the place and stuff. And he has a band that he's a part of that, well, he's married to her, so he's stuck with her. But, so I don't think he can quit at this point. But, it's not just about the one band anymore. In order to make a living as a musician, you got to be willing to do a bunch of stuff, right? We were on Patreon last night, and I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to talk about it here. But if you're on our Patreon, you'd be able to watch this thing from last night and watch the replay. But one of the folks on Patreon last night was talking about opportunities that he got that were super unconventional. Like he didn't even do the thing that he didn't play in that genre of music. He didn't, it was like a backup singing gig. I'll just say that much. But he didn't, he wasn't really a backup singer, but he got these opportunities and he took them because he had to. It's like you have to take. So yeah, following, and I think a lot of musicians are doing that now. That's why you're seeing, I don't want to say super groups, but you're seeing a lot of different collaborations. You're seeing a lot of cross genre collaborations too. So, Tom Morello is an excellent example of playing with all these hip hop guys and rappers and all kinds of stuff. Is super fun. I love the music because I like that stuff anyway. And electronica and all kinds of collaboration back and forth and cross genre playing, which is really neat. But yeah, you didn't really see that before because people were more kind of idealistic about their style of music. But I think in order to survive, you have to do it. Do you ever get to try out the weird shaped guitars? Strandberg, a Bossy, and those kinds. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I did. I have. I was actually going to buy a Strandberg the last time I was at Sweetwater just to have one. And I ended up buying something else. I don't remember what I bought instead that time. But they're neat. It's not my kind of music, so I'm not saying it after what I just said. It sounds dumb to say that. I slam chords like I'm a punk rocker. Like that's what I really know how to do. That's why what you see in the videos is kind of the same thing all the time. Because even what I do in the videos is not what I do. So, I'm I'm a really sloppy rhythm player who plays in a punk band. Like That's what I do. So I don't really have a reason for a Strandberg because I'm not, your prog rocky kind of math rock kind of person, which I think is what those things are kind of made for. I mean, I suppose you could use them for anything, but I just don't feel at home on one. So that's why I didn't buy one. I wanted one because I think they're neat and I would like to have it just because it's cool. But I'm trying to not just buy stuff because I think it's cool. Well, most stuff. Let's see. I think with social media the way it is, our guitar players don't need bands to have success. No, I think that's right. I really think that's right. I think the way things are right now, you can build your brand as a person, as an artist, as a whatever you do, a lot more independently now. I mean, that's what we did here. Back in the day when I was in the dirt bike industry, the only way we made our business go, and we did great. And it was, it was amazing. When I was in the power sports industry, we were designing dirt bike parts for companies, and we were, building race teams and doing all this stuff. It was really fun. But the way we did it is it was kind of like before YouTube. So, it was in the early 2000s. So, you're talking still buying magazine advertisement every month. And then once you're in a magazine, then you paid for advertising. It's still the way it works now. Like even with Premier Guitar, you buy advertising and then they pay attention to you when your stuff comes out. So for example, I've had this happen to me I think in 2016 or so, they did like a top 10 PAF clone article in Premier Guitar in the hard copy of the magazine. And we were number one. And it was awesome because we were in there with Lawler and with all these other places, all these other people, which is really cool. It was really awesome. I still have the magazine. Like I bought a bunch of them and put them in my, with all my other dirt bike magazines and stuff. Then the next week, they called me and they're like, hey, would you like to advertise in our magazine? And I'm like, I couldn't afford it. I mean, this is a long time ago. I couldn't afford it. And I know the publisher. Like John and I are friends. Like I've known him for a long time. I mean, I could call him right now. I've known him a long time. And I was like, dude, I can't afford this, man. And we did a couple other little things, and then it's just like I don't exist anymore because I didn't buy it. Now, had I bought advertising, I would probably be in there all the time. Like if I were to continue to buy advertising, I'd be in the magazine all the time. And that's the way it was in the dirt bike magazine stuff. So, I mean, I was friends with the editor of Dirt Bike magazine. Like Tom and I are also friends. And so he would call me and say, this is what we're doing and this is what we need and blah, blah, blah. And I would, work with him and do stuff. But to keep that kind of going and make his bosses happy, I had to buy advertising. So that's the way the guitar companies have done this for so long. That's the way the artists have had to do it for so long, is play that whole game. Now you don't have to play that game anymore. Now Steve and his wife can do really good on Instagram, and they can do really good on YouTube. And a tour promoter from Europe, which I know this has happened, has noticed them, and boom, next thing you know, they're touring around Europe and they're making a living. And not boom, next thing you know. I know there's a lot more work in there, Steve. I do. Him and I have had these conversations. But long and the short of it is that's what happens. You do that work, you promote yourself. You don't have to pay for that advertising anymore the same way you do. We've never paid for $1 of advertising for Dylan Talks Tone. Now, do we have untold amounts of money and time into videos and video equipment? Absolutely. So it's not like I haven't paid for it, but we've done it ourselves, and it's largely been amazing. And it's worked, it's really worked. So that's a really cool thing. Another reason for, let's see, I think everybody's talking about having a band. So yeah, let's see. Did I miss a super chat? Nope. Okay, I did not. Just making sure that I didn't miss one. The 10-year overnight success. No, dude, that's exactly what this is. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. This is a 10-year overnight success. That's what, but at the same time, it's working. So it's not a complaint at all. And like I said earlier, anytime you do anything like this, I'd rather not be a flash in the pan. We've had our flash in the pan opportunities. We've had opportunities to, do things that I thought might blow us up, and they don't really work. So I don't really go after them. I'd rather just hang out with you guys once a week. And, when you need pickups, you'll call us. That's what I would rather do. Then, I'll give you an example of one, because I guess I can talk about it now. But when we built all those pickups for John Cruz when he left Fender, and we put I made enough pickups for 100 guitars for him. And that was supposed to be this huge thing. And of course, it didn't work out. I was fine. And we made the money to make the pickups. So it was nice to sell a bunch of pickups. But, it was supposed to be a big deal. Like, making pickups for John Cruz was really cool. It was really awesome, actually. I really enjoyed working with him. And I learned a lot from him. Really learned a lot from him. But it didn't work out. He's not really doing anything. And we're not making stuff for him anymore. And we didn't get any press from it. Because at the time, and I guess this is my bone to pick, is I was supposed to get a bunch of press from it. I didn't get any. Now I'm kind of glad because it didn't go anywhere. But it's those kind of things. We've had other opportunities like that, and you're like, well, okay, I'll get involved with it, and I'll help, and I'll sell you some pickups, but I'm not gonna put all my eggs in this basket that you're gonna make me pop off. You know what I mean? Because two reasons. One, it never works out like they say. It's better to just put the work in every week and do it the real way, so you don't get burned. And two, I don't want to grow at a rate that I cannot handle. Right now, if you order pickups from me today, it depends what it is, but we'll probably ship them. What's today? Tuesday? Probably ship them Thursday or Friday. We're on it, man. We have a program, and we're kicking. There's some stuff that takes longer, some special stuff, pick guards, stuff like that takes a little longer. But if somebody ordered a set of P90s just before the podcast started, we'll probably ship those. We'll probably wind them in the morning and ship them the next day. If they're not already wound already. I might have a bunch of bobbins sitting over there. I didn't look. So that's what I'm saying. We've got a program now. And so I'm stoked about that. And so we can support ourselves, and we can enjoy our life, and we can have a quality of life and everything that, and I say quality of life, I don't mean being rich. I mean not working yourself into the ground like a beast. And we don't have to have a bunch of employees, and we can keep it super simple, and we can keep everything really personal. And when you message me on the website, it's me, if we got so big that I couldn't do that, that would suck. Those are the things. You don't want to get to where you're selling 100 pickups a day. I don't want to get there. I would rather be doing what we're doing right now, and have that personal kind of touch. Right now, I can still sign and not sign. I don't mean like autograph, but I mean like, if you've ordered my pickups recently, you'll know that I write you a little note in there like, hey, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate you ordering these pickups. Here's, the thing to scan to, I can do that. Like we can do that stuff. And if we blew up so big, I think about it all the time. I'm like, how does you look at these other big YouTube channels and Leslie says to me, she'll say to me every once in a while, she'll be like, it's probably good that you don't have 500,000 subscribers because you'd be working your butt off. Like, I look at somebody like Cletus McFarlane, and I love his channel, but that dude has like 35 people working for him now. And he has millions of dollars floating around when it comes to like cash flow and mortgages on properties and all kinds of stuff going on. And I just don't want any of that. Like, I want to just focus on making videos, making pickups, and hanging out with you guys a couple times a week. Like, I don't want any more than that. I mean, I do, but that's where I want my focus to be, I guess. I want to continue to grow everything. We've got the laser business now and building stuff, doing stuff with the laser and growing that side of the business. That's a whole thing too. But this is where I want my focus to be. I always want to be able to have time to write a little note, put it in the order, and answer the chats and answer questions. If you've got a goofy question, I know this is a dumb question. No, it isn't. It's a good question. Ask it, in a little chat thing, and make sure you get the right pickups. Like, I can do that. Like, that's really important to me, and that's really cool. I'm glad that we can do that. And not have, I hear all the time, I still see it. I can't understand how people do business like this, but I hear people like, what's your turnaround time? Because the last time I ordered custom hand wound pickups from somebody, it was like 6 months. And I'm like, dude, if it takes more than like 3 weeks, I'm kind of annoyed by that as a person who does it. Like, we try to stay on top of stuff. And I know that there's a few orders hanging out here and there every once in a while that go a little too long. And I apologize for that. Cause sometimes you'll have, one little part or something that'll goof up, or you'll have, a cover color that's on back order, or you'll have, stuff like that, that happens, it always happens. But for the most part, we're pretty reliably under 2 weeks, which is pretty neato. No, I really appreciate that. Being able to do it, Yeah. Good morning from Japan. Good morning. I'll take the pistol with the blue hand grip. That one's not for sale. I got a couple for sale, but not that one. Let's see. I am currently torn between getting a mid-tier guitar with P90s to mod it and try it out if it's my jam, or go all in with a gold top Gibson. I've played mostly Strats or guitars with humbuckers. Here's what I would do. I would buy a level 1 Challenger from Texas Toast for $1,400 and have my pickups put in it. That guitar will not be a mid-level, low-level guitar. That will be a legit guitar. You will love it. It will feel premium because it is. Matt always says entry point, not entry level, because the quality of the guitar is just as good as their $5,000 guitars. And I say just as good because I've been there and I've seen it. They build them to the same specs, like the same quality standards. The only difference is like the paint finishes and stuff are different. That's what makes the other ones more expensive, and different tops and, that kind of stuff. But the heart is hip shot tuners, hip shot bridges, like my pickups, CTS pots, like legit stuff for like $1,400. You're not out a bunch of money. The thing is good, like really good. And you'll know that you will love P90s then. That's what I would do. Let's see. Nope, somebody else said get one from Texas Toast too. Yep, that's what I would do. Let's see. Sorry, I'm still trying to go through here. Yeah, you know, the gold top Gibson would be neat. And I'm not telling you not to get one because I think they're amazing. I love my Les Paul. I absolutely love my Les Paul. It's hanging right there. The two guitars that are on stands in here that I'm playing right now, my Level 2 Challenger and my Les Paul. One's right there, one's right there. Yeah, definitely. So I can understand the, you know, the decision-making paradigm that you are stuck in because it's a real thing. But yeah, definitely don't discount that guitar. Don't discount that, that thing. Let's see. Oh yeah, and you could get, that's right. If you wanted a tremolo, you could get a hip shot on a Challenger with two P90s. That's right. Because if you wanted a tremolo but you didn't want a Bigsby, that would be the way to do it. Yep, that's what I would do too. I dig that. I mean, I would go for a Bigsby because I'm a Bigsby guy, but I see your thing there. And those, I've played the Challenger with the tremolo and two of my P90s in it. The last time I was out there, there was a Pelham blue one. It was great. And the tremolo works really good. That's a really neat guitar. That's a really cool way to get one. Do you know if the Alnico 8 gives you good brightness as Ceramic 8 does? Like smooth distortion Alnico gives you compared to Ceramic. So Ceramic doesn't give you brightness. Ceramic gives you warmth. People get that wrong. I need to do a video about that. The reason they think it's bright is because of the way the rest of the pickup is wound, but the magnet itself is actually a very warm pickup. If you want brightness, Alnico 8 will give you that crispy top end. So, hang on, let me scroll down so we can make sure that we get the details here. Let's see. The smooth distortion Alnico gives. Okay, so here's what I would say. My pickup that I would recommend for that is our Super 8. So it's a PAF wind, so it's our DAF with an Alnico 8 magnet in it. It's great clarity, but it will hit the amp hard enough to give you that smooth compression. A Ceramic pickup will be bassier with clarity on top. And it will, I don't know, I need to do a video where we swap magnets out with Ceramic because I don't think we did Ceramic the last time we did that. Maybe we should do that. That might be a good idea. Slant 6 or Enduro for the neck of my telly. Oh, Enduro all the way. Enduro all the way. Yeah, Enduro all the way for sure. And if you order an Enduro from me, let me know what color your guitar is, and maybe we can put something cool in there, make a cool top for it or something, you know? Because we can do fun stuff with the laser now. I have a P90 Challenger with a tremolo coming. Cool. That's awesome, man. I have a Super 8 as the only pickup on the bridge of a Stratocaster, and it is brighter than any of the pickups on my American Strat Fat 50s. Good to know. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's what I like. I like it when there's a lot of clarity there and it doesn't go away. And I would imagine, Eustathios, that no matter how much gain you put to that, it's not going to mud up on you, right? Like that's the whole point. That's what we want. How different is the feeling on the Bigsby versus a Strat style bridge? I've heard it's kind of backwards because the Bigsby you are putting tension as versus loosening it. No, with a Bigsby, you're actually loosening it. But it is different because what you're doing is on a Strat, you're actually slacking the strings. Where on a Bigsby, you're slacking them, but you're actually moving the string kind of like you're like detensioning it, but not really moving it, if that makes sense. Where the tremolo is actually, the action comes up and the string shortens. Where a Bigsby doesn't do that. It just slides back and forth like this. And actually, it doesn't really slide. Like people think like you need to have a roller bridge with a Bigsby. You don't really, because you move it that much. It's more subtle than that. When you move a Bigsby up and down, the strings, if you use a Bigsby the way it's intended, they don't really slide back and forth. They just kind of relax and come back to tension, but they don't really move a lot. Where on a Strat, they don't move at the saddle, but they slack. So the exaggerated Strat action is when you push the tremolo bar all the way down, the strings will hit the magnets, right? On a Bigsby, it won't do that. It will actually just go this way. But there's still tension, if that makes sense. If full gain on the Blackstar St. James and full chords sound true with the Super 8, I actually dull the sound with the tone knob at times. That's exactly what I want. So when we design pickups, I will tell people, if you never use your tone knob, you might start using it. Yep. Awesome. You guys, this has been fun. We usually go about an hour on Tuesdays. I just wanted to hang out with y'all today and just say thank you for being a part of what we do and telling you about all the cool stuff we've got going around here. And I'm glad that all of you are a part of it. And we're still hovering around that 940. I feel like people are unsubscribing and subscribing and unsubscribing and subscribing. Oh, well, that's okay. Which is cool, actually. I kind of hope that we hit it tomorrow night, or maybe even Thursday night during the live stream. That'd be neat. So, yeah. Awesome, man. You guys are great. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you tomorrow with a new video.